more than any other people, have mangled the world unreasonably. You are ever impressed with killing other people, that even here, when you protest to kill more people than to kill less people. To elaborate, Congo is being murdered by these corporations. Yet in your will to make corporations more human to you do not address the inhumanity of the corporations on Africans. It's a worthless struggle for Africans to fight alongside you so that you may fight us better. Well, Onitaset Kumat, it was nice speaking to you. Very smart to withdraw now, but not so much. Continue to press. Your question is, why do I say that you are merely white power? Well, think on it. What more do you offer? You do not begin to understand the nuances of the African condition. We are a stolen people, stolen by you no less. Why should we even be here? Well, don't you enjoy it? Personally, no. The weather is too cold, and I am certainly not nearly as wealthy as you are. No, I do not enjoy it. But let me come back to you. Why should Africans support European uprisings? Well, Onitaset Kumat, I happen to know something about you. You are a Pan-Africanist. You should then know that Marcus Garvey had publicly supported the Klan. You have disgusting tactics, white man. I mean, Whitman. By the way, what an excellent name your parents gave you. Thank you, but it's after the poet, I'm sure. It's worth relaying to you why Marcus Garvey supported the Klan. He found that all whites were potential followers of the Klan's philosophy. It's simply that only the Klan was truthful enough to publicly embrace this philosophy. Therefore, as truthful whites, the Klan was a step above other whites, and were whites able to be embraced, the most truthful could be embraced. Granted, this is a reduction of a complex treatment. His association with the Klan was largely a shot at those whom were his enemies within the African race. Nevertheless, it goes without saying that I disagree with Garvey. I do not find any whites worth embracing. True, there are some decent whites, but it's a poor man's game to look for those said decent whites. It's a waste of time, really. A lot of whites are simply indecent. For instance, your whole protest is more or less indecent whites. After all, who embraces peace with the oppressor? Besides from that, what good is one decent white person when there are so many decent Africans? What black cause is forwarded by embracing whites? It's not so simple. We protest the bourgeoisie. Those are the true oppressors. I am not an oppressor. You can reason that I am ignorant, but you cannot stand here and say that I am oppressing you. For one, you waste my time and my resources, in that my only liberty will come from my personal effort. Therefore, you facilitate my oppression by wasting my tools. But let's not be so simplistic. We are confronted with the age-old question of the difference between ignorance and ill will, so to speak. Usually, in the Western canon, we believe that ill intentions are the worst aspect of a crime. Yet we perceive that a crime done from ignorance isn't truly a crime in the same respect. But on the topic of crimes, we ought to have a basis in ethics. What is immoral and what is moral? Therefore, we arrive at the point where we conclude that making a people ignorant is immoral. Thereby, whereas one wouldn't say that the ignorant actor were immoral, we can say that they suffer from an immoral society. Thereby the society becomes the enemy in the equation. To return to your point on how you are ignorant and thereby an oppressor, in that you do not revolt against your ignorance, but merely embrace it, you are an immoral actor. In this regard, that you embrace immorality, you are not only my oppressor, in presenting yourself as an ally when you are an enemy of every ounce of justice in this universe, but you are also your own oppressor, and it's ridiculous for you to wish for my correspondence with you. But let's be clear of your intentions. You wish for more power. You see, a right-minded African wishes to go back to Africa, or at least strengthen it. Your resolve is to keep we Africans here and give more harm to Africans here and abroad. For instance, you do not mind these bourgeoisie gaining more monies. You simply want more monies for yourself. But where do you believe that this money comes from? It's not as you were mistaught to think. Your version of civilization has been for many years now the lowest form of piracy known to man. You steal from Africa. When you ask for more money or more jobs, you ask for more theft. Why would any reasonable African support a greater theft of Africa? We should not support any theft of Africa. It's a point to be said that African support of this Wall Street movement is an ideological step to integrationism. We had been forced into integration for 400 years. You may want us to finally like it, but we do not. We were stolen from Africa. Admittedly, not all of us were royal there, but there's something uplifting about being in your own civilization and not being poisoned every day or told we are ugly and inferior every second. It's not worth a thing to be integrated with whites. Hence why we do not wish to join you. We want Pan-Africanism. We want a unified continent that practices African self-determination and self-sufficiency, and we do not even want your help for it. What's your problem, man? We're in this together. We're both humans. I won't address that last statement here. What I will address is your second statement. We're not willingly in this together, and as you can see, we do not will to be in this together. You need to understand your own history. White people never had life better than they have it today. In reality, white people will not rebel against the power structure. Your Occupy campaign is a restructuring of the white power structure, but Pan-Africanists are concerned with constructing the black power structure. It's a different concern. a concern that you are not even interested in, and in actuality, this lack of interest is against your interests. You're pissing me off. Now you are telling me that what I am doing is wrong even for myself? Where did you come off with this stuff? Just open your eyes. What was your greatest civilization? I was taught to think Greece. Are you going to tell me differently? No, I am going to tell you the truth. Greece followed the Egyptian example. It was once a colony of Egypt. So to speak, your greatest civilization was a colony under black rule. Even other examples, for instance, the Moorish domination of the Iberian Peninsula and early Scotland, are examples of close approximations to civilization in Europe. Elsewhere, it was a terrible slavery, first on your own, which you call feudalism, then on others, what we know as the Maafa. Truly, your interest lies in black power rising, not white power continuing. Whites are unfit for leadership. History attests. So what are you saying then? I am saying that you should fight to destroy white power, not reconstruct it. Its whole premise is false. Once you embrace the African way of things, you will live more free and more healthily. It's only this, Alexander. Whitman. I know, Whitman. I call you Alexander to make a point. In the event of black rule, do not rebel against us. You will ruin world history again. Though, that should more suffice as a warning to us blacks. You whites are not as grateful as you are greedy. Now, on your way, you waste my time.